Okay, so I'm doing my lab experiment for the energy lab experiment or whatever. Hold on, so you can see my face. Um, so the first one I was gonna do, kind of scared about putting my phone around the tub, but anyways, so the first experiment I'm gonna do is the one with the paddle boat. And so I guess I gotta explain. I already kind of played with it a little bit here. It's really crappy and doesn't look as cool as the one in the video, but oh well. Anyways, so I guess I gotta explain what you do with the boat as you play with it. So I guess, okay, I'm gonna try to, I don't know, wind this up and hold it at the same time. It's gonna be really difficult. This wasn't thought through completely. Okay, let's do this. 1 second. This is really crappy. Okay. I don't know if that shows anything. Oh, shit. So, I guess what I'm doing here, hopefully, this, okay. What I'm doing here is, I guess, just kind of like winding it up. The rubber band is constricting itself on the ends here, and like, so it kind of just wants to, usually the elastic and rubber wants to go back to its original like form. So twisting it up like this is gonna make it spin like that. And then like when this hits the water, it's gonna drag the boat across the water with it. So that's, the energy starts at the rubber band, or does it start at you spinning it? But that's whatever. The energy starts at the rubber band. Okay, maybe if I do this, maybe get it working. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the water now. This is really crappy. Okay. Right, and here we go. Oh, that was not good. Here, let me try it the other way. Oh shit, no. Okay. It's, yeah, this is a really crappy contraption I made, but and 2 popsicle sticks, really small ones, and whatever I had lying around the house. Okay. Let's try it now. There it goes, and it propels it forward. So, let's see, next question. What energy changes happen as the toy operates? Energy changes? So like, I guess it goes from like kind of just, there was no action, I guess, placed on it. I don't know how to describe this. There wasn't any sort of, it was just kind of there, sitting there in an inactive state. And then the thing that made it active was, you know, the rubber bands and the paddles, and the rubber band. So I guess, yeah, that's the energy change it went through. Is the boat itself was propelled in motion because of the energy right here. So yeah, it first starts off in an inactive state. That's the kind of energy, I guess, if that's what I'm speaking of. And then it turns into an active motion. I don't know what kind of scientific terms you're wanting me to speak here, but I guess like inactive and active are like the closest thing to what I can think of. It's not really scientific, it's just, I don't know, an accurate description of what's happening, I guess, without being too scientific. So like, in that time, I flipped it the other way around, so it propelled it forward. Let's see. Scientifically speaking, what forms is the energy in when it stops? Well, that depends, because when the paddle stops, when the paddle itself stops, the boat is still kind of moving forward because it still has the energy or the acceleration that it had, but like I guess it slowly starts to decrease since it lost its what do you call it? The boat itself lost its source of energy, so that so its momentum or whatever decreases. It still keeps moving, but eventually stops since its source of energy stopped. So that explains that, and then I guess I'll answer these last two questions later, and then go to the ball one, bouncy ball. My ball that I have is like super flat, so I'm sorry about that. It still, I guess, will apply. Whatever. Okay. Let's move to the kitchen. Still on video. Sorry. I don't want to take this thing to the nasty kitchen. Going in here. Actually, just bounce it in here. Don't fucking care.
She turned the lava lamp upside down and back of that.
And now it just looks like blood.
I know, right?
Okay.
You created Satan.
Explain what you do when with the ball as you bounce it. Okay. So, hopefully this gets everything what I'm doing in the video. Okay, so explain what you do with the ball as you bounce it. So as I'm bouncing the ball, hey, it still fucking worked. Or, oops. I didn't say a bad word, I swear. Sorry, it was flat earlier, so I was really surprised. It's not flat. Yay, okay. So as I'm bouncing it, I'm kind of just putting a downward force on it with my arms. And then when it hits the ground, it just kind of bounces, or whatever the frick you call it, just bounces back up, I guess, or whatever, rebounds or whatever. See what energy changes happen as the ball bounces. So like, I guess you have some sort of like momentum with my arm, and that gives it like this is the source of energy right here is my arm. And then since the ground isn't really a source of energy, it's just kind of like a place where it stops. It just stops its momentum and then bounces back up. So like the energy, what energy changes as the ball bounces? So the energy goes from like active to not active again. It kind of just loses its momentum and source of energy. What form does the energy start out in? guess, starts out in like I guess some sort of like acceleration or something. I don't know really. And then the energy turns into some kind of like force, I guess. I'm not sure. Because it's not an active energy unless my arm is still forcing it. So it's kind of just like a inactive energy, a reactive, actually, energy from the ground. Because here's my active, the arm, and then the inactive was the ground as the ball comes back up again. But yeah, I guess that's the ball and the paddle boat. And I guess I'll just answer these questions on my actual lab thing, so I can actually get good thought behind them. But yeah, so that was the experiment. So I'll upload the video now.